Oh, what's up, y'all? How is everybody doing? I need to get me a real intro. We still don't have a name for, this live that I do every single Monday, but I appreciate y'all for coming out. We're here out here 3 weeks in a row. So, that's big for me. Been able to commit to just continuing to go live. So I appreciate y'all for coming out. And over this past week, I feel like it hasn't been, too much that's happened in terms of news, nothing like really groundbreaking. I feel like last week was real crazy. If you weren't out here for the last stream we saw, Elon stepping away from Doge. We also saw, um, of course, a couple of different consulting companies losing contracts and things like that. So, it was definitely a lot of news last week. But this week we're going to cover news, of course. We're also going to cover, different technical things that you need to be focusing on as well in terms of Linux automation. So I do have Juby coming in. Can y'all hear me now? Let me see if y'all can hear me. Let's see. Can y'all hear me? Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Let me know. Let me know. Yes. Okay. Cool. All right. There's a little delay, so trying to make sure. All right. Cool. Cool. I know at first I was muted, but yeah. So we also have Juby coming in. Juby is from Yellowtail Tech. He's going to be coming in talking about Linux automation and skills that you should know. I'm also going to probably look for some jobs that are sponsoring clearances this week too, and maybe we do a resume like roast, right? If anybody wants me to view their resume, if you have some things you want to like redact and take off your resume and you want me to like review that, we might have time to do all that this week just because, like I said, there's not a ton of news coming out right now. So all right, we got kind of a packed house. We got 387 people in here. That's dope. That's dope. So for today, what we're going to start off with, we're first going to start off with this contractor that was losing contracts last week, and now this week they announced that they're hiring people without having college degrees. All right, y'all. So Deloitte, let me pull up the screen. I'm using StreamYard for the first time this time, y'all. So I want to make sure I'm doing all this the right way. Let me get this going up here. So Deloitte actually came out and said that they do not require you to have a degree anymore. So that's going to be, pretty interesting here. Oh, hold on, you need a Forbes membership. We don't have one of those. We definitely don't have one of those. So let me try to share my screen. Let's see. All right, cool. Let me do this. Is it working? Okay, cool. All right, so here we go. Here we got Deloitte, right? So Deloitte is seeking to hire people now without having college degrees. I don't know what y'all think about this. Y'all let me know, right? Because just last week, Deloitte and their contracts that they had, their consulting contracts they had with the government, were on the chopping block. Of course, they didn't lose every single contract, but there were, I think, about $5 billion worth of contracts that the consulting companies had lost, and now they're coming out this week and saying, hey, they're seeking people who don't have a college degree. So they're trying to do skill-based hiring. If you've been following me for a while, I've been talking about skill-based hiring for a very long time. So if you don't know what skills-based hiring is, it's basically where they just focus more on like your skill set. They focus on the certifications that you have. So if you go out there and maybe like you're on YouTube and you're learning different technical skills, they'll take that over a college degree, right? So this is something that they're definitely moving towards. And I feel like for a lot of different government contractors, let's see if this loads. Okay. No, it's not really loading all the way. But I feel like for a lot of government contractors as well, they've always done this thing, and we've talked about this too on YouTube before. We've talked about how different government contractors will go to the government and ask for a degree waiver. So that's why I always recommend to you all, like, even if it says the job posting says like, oh, we require you to have a degree, you should still apply anyway because they can always go to the government and get a waiver. So don't ever let that stop you from applying for a job because a waiver is like nothing. People do it all the time. So What's up? What's up, Tam? Tam says skills based can be worse than the degree. What y'all think? What y'all think? Tam, what's the topic tonight? We're gonna cover a couple of topics, nothing too crazy. So we're gonna cover Deloitte. We're gonna also talk about the Tech Modernization Fund, and I think that's it. Oh yeah, and then almost $700 million in tech contracts awarded last week. Okay. Somebody said how to submit a resume and when is review. Oh, we're gonna do it live. You got to cut out your name, all that important stuff, and we're gonna do it live. All right. Anthony said it's cap, at least for now. Just check. What part's cap? What part is cap? What's up? What's up, A? How are you? Appreciate you. Let's see, because now you have to log in and be scrutinized a little more. What's up, Seven? How are you? Is more than one way to write code or solve a problem, but it can be a biased person. I agree. I agree. So when it comes to that, I mean, it really is going to come down to the person that you're interviewing with, right? You never know, right? I want to make a YouTube video about this. I recently had did an interview. It was supposed to be I made it past the first round, which was the technical round. Then came into the second round. Second round was supposed to be all behavioral based, and it ended up being more kind of like basic entry level questions that it's kind of reminding me of kind of like college. Like if you hadn't seen those topics or seen those questions in a while, you're not going to remember them. So I hadn't been in an interview like that literally since I was coming out of college. So that caught me off guard. So you never know what type of interview you're going to get and what type of interviewers you're going to get. So you never know how they're going to catch you. So that definitely was a good reminder for me. Let me see. Kareem said I started in GovTech because of your vids. Almost 3 months in now. Thank you, bees. Nice, nice. Big shout out to you. Big shout out to you. Okay. Tam said we need to do a show on this for a deeper dive. Yeah, we definitely do. We definitely do. So, like I said, it's not a ton of news this week. And for the other news that I want to talk about as well is that I'm gonna switch over here to clearance jobs, y'all. So there has been, let's see, let me pull this up. All right, so there has been almost $700 million of technology government contracts awarded over the past week, which I thought was kind of pretty crazy, right? That's a lot. So almost almost $1 billion in contracts just in the past week, just for government tech contracts. So they awarded 692 million to be exact to 8 major technology contracts, funding everything from space launch processing facilities at Vandenberg Space Force and F-35 Block 4 flight test upgrades for the Navy. They also did cyber defense enhancement for Allied aircraft and next generation UI/UX development at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. And they also deployed across key hubs like Norfolk, Virginia, California launch complexes, and Ohio's research labs. So these are some key places that I think people should start paying attention to when it comes to like areas that are hiring a lot. Ohio, ain't nothing to do out in Ohio, but the cost of living is low and they're hiring out there, right? Of course, they're always going to be hiring in the Virginia Beach 757 area. Let me see if I can pull these up. I got this right here for y'all can see it. So I got a little chat GPT task that catches me up with all the news every single day. And it had been slacking for last week, wasn't sending me over my clearance job stuff. But here are all the different contracts here that you can see as well, that I was talking about, right? So Ohio, they're hiring a lot out there. Remember we talked last week or the week before, we were talking about how Anduril just opened up a new manufacturing facilities out in Ohio as well. And they're really just focusing on modernizing a lot of these mission critical systems that the government has. So there's going to be a lot of opportunity, right? So, of course, just because a contract's been awarded doesn't mean it's going to happen tomorrow. But these are like different companies and different contracts that you can look out for that will have funding, right? F-35 is going to have funding forever, right? It's always going to happen. So let me see. Anthony said, if you look right now, there's no jobs available at Deloitte, except for executive positions and the experienced higher positions. Let me see. All right. I mean, we could just pull up Deloitte site. I don't know. I don't check here. Remember, I told y'all I'm not really like a huge fan of like the consulting companies. Like for me to work out personally, let's see. I personally don't want to work at a company that has a bench because that's not my. Let me see what's going on here. It's not my thing. Not my thing. I don't know what's going on with the Deloitte site. Let's see. Okay, let me see. You said they had no jobs posted. Dang, we got 800 people in here. That's crazy. Y'all really popped out tonight. Is it because I'm on Twitter and on YouTube? I don't know. I don't know. Let me see. Let me see. Um, you said it at all? I don't even know where. Let's see. Search open roles. It's 458 jobs. There's jobs on here. Y'all always say that. Y'all always say there's no jobs hiring or anything like that. Let me see. There's not a lot of jobs for what Deloitte usually has, but I mean it's still some jobs up here. But Deloitte and all the other consultants, like I said before, their stuff's kind of rocky. They get a good amount of their money and their revenue from the government. So with the government pulling back on consulting work, yeah, they're definitely going to be pulling back. But look here, look at this. I know Tam gonna like this. Senior cloud architect with TSSCI, part time. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Anybody seen a part time top secret SCI role before? Cloud architect. They probably paying a bag for that. But like we say, right? If you're mission critical, they're always hiring. Literally always hiring if they're mission critical. So senior cloud architect, TSSCI part time, um, Roslyn in Richmond, Virginia. Okay, I didn't even know they had a Deloitte out in RVA. So that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everybody leave a like. Everybody leave a like. Like it if you like this stream. Also, if you aren't subscribed, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel too. Trinity said I got the Twitter notification. Nice, nice. Cool, cool. Jared said I'd love to work for Deloitte only because I want to join their Toastmasters group. Okay, okay. Let's see. A Crew's available jobs without college. Well, so that's the thing though. They're like, I'm sure they're going to start just waiving this stuff, even though right now all of these jobs have a college requirement. This article just came out today, right? So that article of them saying that they're not going to require degrees literally came out today. So they're not going to be able to just go and update their site, but probably for all future roles or any role, just because there's a degree, it says that the role requires a degree does not mean that you can't apply. Still apply to the job. Like too many people when they're applying for jobs let the requirements stop them from even hit the apply button. Apply and then let them tell you no, right? Got to be not afraid of rejection for this. So all right, so there are still jobs on Deloitte's site. So, but again, it's not my type of thing at all. And then the last news that I want to cover today, like I said, we don't have a ton of news to cover unless y'all saw some news that I didn't see come through the pipeline over the past week. The other thing that I want to talk about as well was this bill to reauthorize Technology Modernization Fund, and this would extend the program out to 2032. So basically, short and sweet overview of what this fund is about. Again, basically, they're trying to modernize and get the federal government IT infrastructure, systems, everything up to current technology standards. Right, a lot of things are out of date. I know y'all had saw Elon Musk was talking about how what was it? Was it the retirement papers are still in some like quarry mine in Pennsylvania or something like that, right? Like, stuff like that. They're trying to get those type of things modernized and just get everything up to date. So of course, like they said, modernization will not be achieved by blindly taking a chainsaw to federal government. Oh, this sounds like a shot at Elon. Or by starving agencies of resources they need to retire legacy systems and to upgrade their technology, said Connolly. Okay, so yeah, they're taking shots at Elon. I mean, everybody should probably already know that the approach that Doge was taking really didn't make sense, right? You can't just try to cut everything and just think everything's going to work. So things do take time. But yeah, this bill was passed. So again, it's going to be plenty of work in the pipeline, right? Remember, I told y'all about 2 weeks ago that there was $1 trillion budget that was announced for 2026. A lot of that's going to go towards technology. So on average, $100 billion a year is spent on government technology. So you definitely want to be in the right position where, you have the skills, you have the certifications to be able to get these roles, to be able to get these clearances and, navigate throughout in this industry, right? So let's see. John said, got a public trust now. Going to aim for a secret clearance next. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Uh, Lazoo, what are some skills you should gain for modernization and transformation work? I really like Linux skills, right? So if you're trying to really get a piece of this, let me scroll up some. If you're trying to get a piece of this and all of the modernization, right? Linux. If you like cloud, cloud skills, security, even like help desk type of skills, right? They always need help desk, IT technicians, system administrators, obviously AI, ML, if you go down that route. And then they definitely need technical project managers, cybersecurity, right? So there's a ton of skills, right? If you just go look and see what type of skills they're looking for the roles that are hiring right now, that gives you an idea of what type of skills you should be focusing on. But literally, like every single job is still going to be needed in this like modernization effort, right? So I think that's going to be good. Thomas, isn't the tech party over? Depending on what side of tech you're in, I think that's where it depends. It depends on what side of tech you're in. I think if you're in tech that does not require clearance, the party is ending very soon. So I would definitely say, I made a video about that on YouTube. It just came out last week where I was talking about, actually no, it's not out yet. The video is coming out soon. So I got a video coming out soon talking about how there's the tech salaries are going to be cut in half due to automation, offshoring, things like that. That video is coming out soon. But yeah. Tam said Linux, Linux, Linux. Yeah, I mean, Linux is always going to be the safest bet. Linux is always the safest bet, right? So, let's see. Tam also said DevSecOps, platform engineering, MLOps, cyber, agile position, databases, under the radar. Yep, Kubernetes, OpenShift, migration plan. I mean, it's a lot. I mean, anything that utilizes tech, right, is going to be a good bet. The only things that I would say that you would probably want to stay away from is like, and we're I mean, right now, whatever everything I talk about is all related to GovTech, right? I can't talk about GovTech and the regular tech industry because that the regular tech industry has its own challenges. You got to do a lot to make sure you're good on that side. But in terms of GovTech, I would say that like just look at all of like the future plans that the companies have, the government has, the type of technologies they're hiring for. The government has a big focus and big push on um, cloud, AI, cybersecurity, right? Those are the big pushes that they're focusing on, and it's also why those were the tracks that we have for GovTechCon too, right? Because those are the main pushes, right? So that's the big thing. So let me see. Anthony said, I do consulting and I just got Doge, so I'm fiending right now. Sorry to hear that, Anthony. Yeah, I would look at maybe some different government contractor companies or something like that. Let me see. So, that's pretty much all the news that I have for today. I don't really, like I said, I don't have a ton of news. I'm gonna kind of keep it kind of fluid today. I definitely want to make sure. Do y'all want me to do like a resume roast? Do you want me to go find some jobs that are sponsoring clearances, or y'all just want me to answer some questions until we have our guests come in today? What y'all want me to do? Y'all want me to answer questions? Y'all let me know. We're doing this stream here. Y'all let me know how you want me to go about it. All right, let's see. Let's see. When's my next workshop? Sunday. But I will be I'm probably going to take a couple Sundays off. I got a lot going on. So I'm probably going to take a couple Sundays off, but I'm going to still do it on this next Sunday. Resume roast. Let me see. Somebody make sure their resume is ready. If you want to do the resume roast. Clearance, jobs. Jonathan said jobs. MT said, are there any Linux boot camps? Highly recommended. I only know one Linux like program. If you want free, women in Linux is great. If you want paid and apprenticeship, somebody to hold your hand, I do like Yellowtail Tech. So Yellowtail Tech is great for that. Also automation, they're teaching Linux automation as well. So if you want, somebody to teach you like step by step and everything, and you have an instructor, you have coaches, you get an apprenticeship, and you go through actual like tickets, definitely Yellowtail Tech. Will there be any replays? These streams are automatically uploaded to YouTube as soon as I get off. So it's on YouTube as soon as I get off. If you go in my YouTube channel and click on live, the live tab, they come right up. Let me see. Where do I post the invite for the Sunday workshop? I typically put it on my Twitter, Instagram, and I see on my TikTok too. Job sponsor and clearances. Y'all want to go over the clearances? Y'all want me to go over the clearances? All right, let me see. Let me pull it up. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Like I said, first time using this StreamYard, so we're gonna see what it do. Okay, let me see. Oh, give me a sec, y'all. Okay. So, all right, you want me to find a sysadmin job sponsoring clearances? Let me see. So, ability to obtain, and we'll just do admin. Oops. Let me make it bigger. It's kind of small, right? Let's see. Y'all can see it. Let me know if y'all can see it. Job sponsor at TS. Mary Jo Lee, are headshots included in the ticket price for GovTechCon this year? Yeah, headshots were free last year too. Mm-hmm. Ren Jones, you said that you can't afford any CompTIA certs right now. What are your options realistically? You can still try to get you can still try to land like a help desk job or something without the certs. But I made a tweet. People thought I was trolling. There was like a meme going on like, hey, if you want to do XYZ, go into debt if you have to. I truly believe that, right? Like we have to invest in our education. CompTIA does allow for you to do payment plans on their certifications. I believe in that, right? I did a payment plan to go to college, pretty much like everybody else did. So I do believe that if you really do need to get the certification, you really do want to get into GovTech and you can't afford to pay for the cert, I do think that like after you studied and all that, you can use all free resources to study. But when it's time to get that certification, like that exam, whether you save up your money for it or you use their payment plan for it, I think it's worth it again because everybody goes to college utilizing loans. And then this is a very short-term loan. Yeah, payment plans are available on CompTIA's website. All right, but let me see this. So ability to obtain, and let's see if we can find an admin job. This might be sponsoring. I don't know. We'll see. It's a funny one. Okay, so this one's not sponsoring. You need to have a secret, but they're sponsoring a top secret. So if anybody trying to get upgraded, this one is. They're paying 150 to 160 for a master Linux sysadmin role. All right, let's see. Let's see. Or let me you said Linux sysadmin. Let me do ability to obtain and then just Linux. I think this one here is sponsoring. I posted this in my community a little while ago. I think this one's sponsoring. No, never mind. This one they want you to have top secret and they want to upgrade you to a polygraph. All right, let me see. Let's keep looking. Oh, this one is sponsoring. I think I saw this one. I think this one's sponsoring. Let's see. Yep. So this one's sponsoring. Says or current or secret or top secret or ability to obtain a security clearance. So this one is sponsoring. I don't know if you want to live in any of these places. Albuquerque, New Mexico, El Paso, Texas, La Cruces, New Mexico, Lubbock, Texas. Here's one right here. All right, let's see. Let's see if we can find another one. And I'm not logged into Clearance Jobs. Everybody's like, you got to make an account. You don't need to make an account to find jobs that are sponsored on Clearance Jobs. And then some of these on here too, what you'll do is like, if you click on it and then it says, oh, you need to log in, then that means that it's like actually directly posted on Clearance Jobs. And then from there, you can just go onto their website and try to find the job posting. Um, yeah, I think this one's sponsored a secret. Let's see. This one is in Vicksburg, Mississippi. Now, you know, beggars can't be choosers. Okay, no, this one, they want you to have a secret and they're upgrading you to a TS. All right, we got to keep looking. Keep looking. Let me see. Well, it's like 39 pages. This one might be sponsoring, maybe. I don't know. They might want you to have a secret and upgrade you. No, we obtain. They want you to be able to get the security plus. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this one's sponsoring a secret clearance. This one is in Dahlgren, Virginia. So it's like an hour outside of DC with traffic. So these some jobs that are posting. What's up, Simone? How live is this chat? What do you mean how live is the chat? I don't know. They're a little live. They're a little live, nothing too crazy. Let me see. They're not overly excited, I don't think. Um Service response. This one might be sponsoring. So it always just depends. Like I mean, you got to just manually look through these. It always just depends. Okay, so this one they want you to have a TS. They want to upgrade you to the SCI. So that's not sponsoring either. I think this one might be sponsoring. I check these jobs every week, so sometimes they get reposted. Yeah, ability to obtain secret clearance. So this one is in Newport, Rhode Island. Senior Linux sysadmin. These ones aren't junior though. So I mean, it just depends. It just depends on what's out here right now. Let me see. Am I doing discount codes on GovTechCon like last year? Yeah, right now, early bird tickets, they go on they're on sale right now, and the early bird sale ends on the 30th. So you got 2 more days to get your early bird ticket for GovTechCon. If you want to come to GovTechCon, definitely highly suggest that you come out there. All right. And let me see. I might just try to find one more. These are all like really senior roles though. This is like a principal sysadmin role. Um, ability to obtain a security plus. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. It's not too many right now for the Linux people. You got to look through though. But it's 764 jobs, right? I'm only on page 3. So you got to keep looking through. Alexa said, "Me and my husband are definitely coming." Nice, nice. I don't know if y'all can hear sound when I play sound on these videos. I've never used StreamYard before, so I literally have no idea if I play this video if you're going to be able to hear any sound from it or not. Um, but let me see. What's the price for GovTechCon? Let me just go here and see if I can pull this up. Maybe y'all can hear it. You might be able to, you might not. Price for GovTechCon, general admission tickets are $350. So this year, we're gonna be at the Gaylord. So I want to see if I can show this to y'all. If I can show y'all this recap or not. See if it has sound. It might not have sound. Let's see. Might not have any sound on here. Um, Okay, what about now? Let me know if you can hear me now. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Just go to the website. Are y'all able to hear me? Let me know. No audio. Yes, yes. Okay, cool. Yeah. So, like I said, so this is 2025 GovTechCon is happening September 11th through the 13th at the Gaylord National Convention Center. So if you want to be able to come to GovTechCon, you can grab your early bird ticket. The early bird sale ends April 30th, which is what is that? Wednesday? Ends on Wednesday. So you get 30% off your ticket. Definitely suggest you come out, grab your ticket early because once the prices goes up, they will be full price after that. So this is going to be at the Gaylord National Convention Center. If you've ever been there before, 3-day conference. Hopefully we have the GOAT Tamika come out, Women in Linux come out, give us a good talk again. She's going to be on the main stage this year for sure if she comes out again. But yeah, we're going to have 3 days of career talks, technical workshops, and a hiring career expo too. So you definitely want to come out, grab your ticket. So that way you're able to come to GovTechCon. Don't miss out because last year, like I said, we had 1,000 people come out, and this year we're expecting for 2,500 people. So you want to grab your ticket here. Let me see. Cool. Yeah, you can grab your ticket here, and we will see y'all there. But now, we basically covered the news for this past week, y'all. So basically, we covered the news for this past week, and with all the news that we covered, like I said, not anything too exciting this past week. Just still more job opportunity, more jobs getting posted. You got to just make sure that you're always on the job hunt because when it comes to GovTech, these recruiters are posting jobs every single day. If you did not come out to the live that we had with Clearance Jobs a couple weeks ago, they literally said that 2025 is on pace to have more jobs posted this year than last year. So you got to really be on that on your grind when it comes to finding these jobs, applying to these jobs, and networking, right? And then making sure you have the right skills so that way you stand out to recruiters. So I do have a guest here tonight. I have Juby here from Yellowtail Tech. He is the CEO of Yellowtail Tech. So we do have him here, and he's going to be talking, and we're going to really talk about Linux, Linux automation skills, what skills you should really be focusing on right now to make sure that, you stand out when you are applying to these Linux jobs, because of course you have the Red Hat certified sysadmin certification, but you also want to stand out when you go into the interview, when you apply and submit your resume too. So we do have Juby here. Let me see if I can add him to the stage. Let's see.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. How are you?
I'm well. I'm well. I saw you were talking about GovTech. I'm excited. I'm excited for
Yes,
next
yes.
year.
Yeah,
It was
we're
amazing
super
last year.
excited. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yes, yes.
I was also hearing you talking about how it's important to keep applying. The way I
Mm-hmm.
usually tell my students is this is the law of averages. If you give the process no choice but to work, it's gonna work. But you have to keep applying because new jobs, new recruiters, new hiring managers are coming. So you don't know who's gonna like you. I've heard so many stories where it ends up being how much the person likes you, what time of the day it is, what time of the year. So you have to put all the odds on your favor by keeping the momentum of application. So you can have all we're gonna be talking about the technical knowledge and training and certification you need, but it's the relentlessness that's gonna get you the job. You cannot just BS your way through the application process or do it very casually and expect to get the job, because what you want is very valuable. Everybody wants it. It's all about who wants it more. So basically, it's to piggyback on what you were saying, Simone. Yeah, the jobs are always cycling in and out every week, but if you don't bring tenacity and commitment to the process, you are screwed. But that's what I wanted to, before we transition into something, I wanted to make sure people know what really makes this work.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. I want to make sure y'all can hear. Okay, Lisa said we can hear. Yeah, no, it's all about. I'm a true believer that it's a numbers game. Like,
Yep.
especially because 80% of jobs that get posted, y'all, they are actually already for somebody else. So if you're being really picky with your job postings, like what if you only apply to 10 jobs and all out of those 10 jobs, 8 of them might have already been for somebody else, right? So you really just have to make sure that you are consistently putting your application out, and consistently networking, because like when you see somebody, I feel like soft skills are very important when it comes to landing a job, because there are some people that work in tech that really do have a hard time just having a basic conversation, right? So communication skills are key as well. But let's talk about the Linux skills that people need to focus on, right? People hear me talk about Linux, like everything in the government runs on Linux, of course. Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So what do you see with like the trends that are happening with Linux, that if somebody is new wanting to learn this skill, what should they be focusing on right now?
Um, Before Linux, they should focus on Security Plus, and I'm sure they are tired of hearing it from you and from me as well. And the Security Plus just breaks and it help you break the noise. It's not necessarily the technical requirement, but it's super important. Now, let's talk about the very technical portion of it. And I always advocate for certifications, and especially when you come in, Simone, without any type of long experience in the industry. Because if you're showing up, you're not showing up with 10 years of experience, of 8 years of experience. You sometimes are not even showing up with a clearance already. You are clearable, but you don't have a clearance. The
Hmm.
next best thing is solid certifications. You see, um, and I hear a lot of people say, "Well, I heard this guy who got a job without a certification." Yeah, but he probably has something that you don't have, which is years of experience or an active clearance. So if you don't have an active clearance, if you don't have a years of experience, and you want to get into infrastructure management in general, you need to know Linux, and you need to work on your RHCSA. So you can do the CompTIA certification for Linux, but we chose the RHCSA because it's hands-on. It's more, it's better regarded on the marketplace. You see, in terms of value it brings to your employer. And one trend I have been seeing, because we are about to celebrate 10 years doing this, which is helping people transition specifically with Linux. Simone, 10 years ago, you could get away with only RHCSA. But now you need to understand automation. You need to understand some type of cloud, private cloud or any type of public cloud, namely AWS or Azure, you name it. You need to add something else, because uh, the environments, even for entry level, Simone, the environments are getting more sophisticated, and
Yeah.
everything relies on automation. So you need, on top of your Linux knowledge, on top of your RHCSA, I wish it weren't the case. You need additional knowledge. That's what we offer in our apprenticeship. Now we have the concept of tracks. So the way our program is set up now, it's included, by the way, in the tuition. You get your RHCSA, you go into the apprenticeship, and then you choose which track you want to go to. Now we have the Ansible track, which is the automation tool that is one of the most popular out there. It's a Red Hat automation tool as well, but this is what makes you relevant. It's Linux plus automation, Linux plus private cloud, Linux plus Kubernetes. It has to be Linux plus something, because now Linux alone, it doesn't matter how good you are, although you need to be good in Linux, it is not enough to break the noise of the marketplace. So this is what I've been seeing in terms of pattern, in terms of the students who are getting jobs. And this is also why we are offering the track of automation as part of the program now. So this is what I see in terms of technical requirements for the marketplace. And the good thing is, if you go automation, especially if you go automation with Ansible, you can get certified. So we offer a cert prep for the automation track. You don't need to get certified to go hit the job market. We recommend it because it helps. Now, but you don't need that additional certification, which is the RHCE. But we help you. We train you for it, just like we train you for the RHCSA, and even your boy, what's his name? Stefan.
Hmm.
He just got certified in Ansible, and he's already getting job offers from everywhere, including from Red Hat itself.
Yeah,
So
I wouldn't doubt it.
that's the trend I'm seeing now. Um, it's long is gone the time of I'm gonna do the least. I'm gonna learn Linux. I'm not even gonna get a cert, and I'm gonna have a nice interview and talk my way through. No, it's getting more competitive, but we have the tools to still help you. We have the training, we have the specialization, we know what the market needs, and we are able to offer that. The only thing you need to show up with is the commitment to the process. And what I tell people is this process of wanting a job to getting there, to being ready for the job market, it's a year process. Now, the training alone is 6 months to get the cert, but we are talking about getting into an apprenticeship, getting the hands-on training, getting your resume ready, getting, you see what I mean, everything all together. It's a 1 year journey, which I don't think it's terribly long to be going from 40 or 50,000 to making almost six figures, you know, or sometimes six figures or
Yeah, yeah.
beyond.
Some people are going to six figures straight with
Straight.
Security Plus and the Red Hat cert.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The thing is, I'm very careful with income claims, because
Yeah, there's no guarantee.
not only that, the reason why I'm careful with income claims, Simone, because I've noticed high income claims usually attract the wrong students. It's not because
Yeah.
it's impossible. It attracts the wrong type of students, the students
Right.
with the wrong mindset.
Yeah.
You
Oh
see what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah, I know. I know what you're talking about.
They
Yeah.
come to like, okay, so how do we get that money? It's not about how do we study for this,
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. And no,
They
I've
look
I've
at it like
seen.
a racket.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I saw somebody in the chat, Gavin, he said that he said as a Linux sysadmin, Ansible is a required skill that we use to patch servers. And he's trying to currently transition more into DevOps, currently studying for the certified Kubernetes administrator certification. And I think that's where Linux roles are headed like in the future anyway. It's just more towards it's interesting. That's why I'm like, there's a window of opportunity, right? And I don't think people really understand that concept as of opportunity cost, right? We cannot continue to wait and delay and delay and delay thinking you have
Time.
5, 10, 20 years and you think you have time when these roles are evolving so fast, right? So at first with Linux sysadmin roles, it's mostly just standard, straight up, just server management. Now, you have Ansible automation, you have OpenShift being added in as well.
Yeah.
And then now they also want you to do DevOps work too.
Yeah.
So I can see it all turning into just DevSecOps, right?
Yeah.
And if you don't really focus on building those skills, it's going to be hard to keep up with it, right? And that's why I always tell people, like, it's super important early on, like after you understand the basics of Linux, to start understanding bash shell scripting. Like that can help you get to the automations, right? Learn bash, then learn Ansible, and then keep going from there.
And your whoever talked about Ansible can tell you it's what they call a declaration coding, where you speak to it in regular language. So if you wanna build something, you say build this, and then the name of what you don't need to build. So it's a very easy way to actually interact with that automation tool. That's why it's so popular. You don't need to be terribly uh, uh, um, good in automation. You just need to understand
Oh, I think you froze. I think Juby, you froze there. Let me see. All right, well, until Juby comes back,
did I
let me see.
lose?
You back? Yep,
Yeah, I'm
yep.
back.
You back now? Okay, cool.
Yeah, sorry. But what I was saying about Ansible is that the reason why we chose Ansible is because
Oh, yep, he's froze again. Somebody said which app? Which app are you all talking about? Let me see. Nabaya, you said you start Linux for Jobs on May 27th. Nice, nice. Okay, cool. Ashante said Ansible don't want him to be great. Can y'all still hear me? Let me know if you can still hear me. Let me know if you
Simone,
can still hear me. Yep. Can you hear me now?
the thing is, it's raining where I am, so the internet is
Oh,
acting up.
let me see.
How about me?
Um, hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but can you hear me?
Yep, yep, I could hear you. You were frozen for a little bit.
Yeah, the thing is, it's raining where I am, and the internet has been acting up at my house. But can you hear me now?
Yep, yep.
Yeah. So what I was saying in general is, look beyond Linux. It'd be like you said, OpenShift, Ansible, anything on top of Linux. That's what's going to make you relevant to the marketplace. It'd be government side or private sector as well. You know, so that's generally what I see, the trend I see with the students that are getting jobs.
Yeah, no, definitely, definitely. And I mean, and then really it takes a lot of time and effort in just practicing these skills. That's what's gonna help you stand out as well on the interview, and also documenting, like, while you're learning, documenting your journey on LinkedIn. Also, if you have like a GitHub for the different, like, automations that you're creating, different Ansible playbooks that you're creating, that'll be helpful too. Things that you can talk to as well.
Yeah, there's the concept of learn in public, Simone. That has worked very well for many of my students, including Stefan. He actually got his job not by applying, because he was sharing his journey of learning on LinkedIn, and he got the job by recruiters reaching out to him. So the concept of learning in public, this is one thing we encourage our students as well. Make that journey very open. While you're learning, you need to share, you need to actually, and also build your network. So it does many things at the same time. By the time you're done with your RHCSA, you're done with your automation, you might have also recruiters reaching out to you if you do that properly. So that's one thing we see that works a lot as well. You know.
Yeah, definitely. No, once you get to the point where recruiters are reaching out to you, like that's the sweet spot, right? You never want to be in a position where like you always have to apply to jobs. Once you get all those inbound leads coming in as well, whether like you just updating your LinkedIn, letting them know what you're doing. Once you do get a clearance and then you upload your resume on clearancejobs.com, you'll have recruiters that start reaching out to you, right? So that's definitely like the best thing as well. And is there like anything else that you want them to know right now? Anything else that you're seeing, or any tips that you have for the people watching right now to like really thrive in Linux? Is there something they really need to know?
I think what I see makes a difference is not only to learn Ansible, but to put that extra 2 months and get certified. Because again, you're not showing up to the marketplace with experience. A certification is the next best thing. So if you take that extra 2 months and certify yourself, this is the best thing you can do for your career. This is the best thing you can do to actually get a job faster. You see, some people are so eager to get to the job market, which I get, because once you pay your money, you know there's so much work to do. Once you're done with the training, you want to get to the job market, you want to get the job. But an extra effort to get the Ansible certification puts you in a whole different category, where now it's so easy to actually be talking to recruiters who want that skill. You see what I mean? Even when you don't have a clearance. So that's what I see. It's that extra step. I'm encouraging, I'm even incentivizing my students to take when it comes to Ansible. Yeah.
So it only takes an extra 2 months to get the Ansible certification.
Yes. Mhm.
What's the exact number for that Ansible certification?
It's RHCE. It's like
Oh,
let
you're
me.
talking about just the RACE?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
in the
okay, yeah,
Ansible
yeah.
certification. That's
Oh, okay.
So now they just called it RTE.
Oh, okay, okay. Got it. Okay. I know that RACE was focused more on Ansible, but I know that Red Hat
No,
also has like other like smaller certs too.
no, actually, Red Hat just turned RTE into an Ansible certification. Period.
Oh,
Exclusive
wow. Oh, wow.
Ansible
Okay.
certification.
When did this happen?
2 years ago.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know it was just solely Ansible focus.
Yes, it's Ansible focus. It's like an Ansible certification. Nothing else now.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So now when you hit the job market, you can tell I know Linux and I'm an automation subject matter expert. That's how you can talk to the marketplace now. That's what makes you different. That's what stands you out. That's what gets you the over 6-figure job from the get-go. It's all win-win. Yeah, it's a few extra month, but it gets you there. You know.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what it's all about, right? Like it's about positioning yourself and knowing how you like bring value to the marketplace, right? So, if you're able to say like, I'm an automation specialist from getting the RHCE, you definitely should go after it, especially if it's only an extra 2 months.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I see. And the students are liking it. Yeah. So how about you? What is the trend you see in the marketplace? Besides security plus, that's always important,
Yeah.
especially in the GovTech.
Yeah, I mean it just depends on which roles you're looking at, right? So like I know what I'm seeing as a trend for sure is there are less and less junior Linux sysadmin roles popping up that are sponsoring clearances, and if they are popping up, they must be going away really fast. So I am seeing that as a trend. So I would also agree with you as well. Like, the more skills that you learn in being like a certified, Ansible engineer, Red Hat engineer is going to help you, especially if you don't have any experience, because they're already expecting you to come in and start with a certain amount of knowledge, right? So, if you don't know Ansible yet, if you don't know, or at least familiar with like OpenShift, and somebody else was saying in here as well, like Docker and Podman, and just know all of these other tools, you're just going to have a hard time to have a company that's like, okay, we're going to take a chance on this person and have them come in as a Linux sysadmin. So you definitely got to go above and beyond in that aspect. But yeah, I mean, I've been seeing a ton more like infrastructure engineer roles that are popping up where they want you to know pretty much everything.
Yeah,
Like,
but Simone,
yeah.
the other way I could say it is the marketplace needs more than a junior level
Hmm.
person who's creating users now,
Right,
because things
exactly.
are
I mean,
automated.
and that's where I look. Yeah, I mean that can be automated, and I mean that's also why I say, a
That's
lot
not
of people
such
that are
thing.
trying to get in. That's why I say like help desk, right? Help desk, learn, get your footing, get your clearance, then make that jump into like a Linux sysadmin role. Because I mean, you're definitely going to be creating and making user accounts in help desk, right? So
Mhm.
what I'm seeing is a lot of the roles out here, even in help desk roles, some of the help desk roles, depending on which role you're in, like you might be doing identity access management work as well. They might also have you doing like maybe like some containerization management. It just all depends on what program you go on.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, so to wrap this up, I want to tell you that how exciting I am as well to be the sponsor of GovTech. I look forward to seeing everyone. You say 2,500. I think it's going to be more than 3,000.
Oh
Uh,
man, more than 3,000 at GovTechCon. No, that would be crazy. That would be crazy. Who in here is gonna come to GovTechCon? Because Juby and Yellowtail Tech, they are our technology partner. Who's gonna be coming to GovTechCon? I
yeah, and
definitely
we
want to
have
know.
goodies, we have surprises, we have workshops for them, we have automation workshops for them, in the works for them. We're gonna, I'm gonna shoot my fourth season of my podcast there. So I'm gonna have students to interview. The last year, Simone, we had more than 50 students. A lot of my students were your students.
Yeah.
So in common, I had more than 50 students who actually learn about Yellowtail through Simone that came through GovTech. Hopefully now, this year, the number doubles. Because this year we have more time to give them to actually prepare for GovTech, to actually save the money, to buy the
Yeah.
ticket. So
Yeah, yeah. Last year was a little crazy. Last year was a little crazy. Okay, we weren't sure we were gonna be able to pull it off, but we pulled it off with everybody supported, and we made it look really, really good and had a great experience. The workshops are not extra, right? So with GovTechCon, everything is included in with your ticket, in terms of the actual conference itself. So the career talks, the technical workshops, the resume reviews, the
yeah, everything.
professional headshots. That's all included. We even have a welcome reception that's completely included. We also do a happy hour on site as well. So this year our welcome reception is going to be on site. Happy hour still on site. We are going to have a big off-site event that will be included for VIP ticket holders, right? But it's not going to be any type of crazy cost. We're looking at like $10 to $25 per ticket for that one outside closeout event. But it's going to be amazing, right? We include so much because we want people to have a good full experience, right? It's a 3-day conference, and this is where you need to be at if you're a GovTech professional, or if you're looking to get into GovTech, or if you're a veteran that's transitioning out, or if you're in the military looking for new opportunities for when you get out of the military. GovTechCon is definitely where you want to be at, and Yellowtail Tech will be there for sure.
And also, if you just are about the tech, if you're into cybersecurity, another thing, another trend I see is a lot of people come to me. I don't know if you see that a lot, Simone. A lot of people come to me, they ask for cybersecurity
Yeah.
without realizing that if you are not very good at Linux, which is the infrastructure, how are you going to secure a system you don't quite understand well? Or how are you going to do investigation on a system, on an infrastructure you don't understand well? The infrastructure is most likely built on Linux. So that's another thing I want your audience to know. Even when your goal, your ultimate goal is Linux, cybersecurity, Linux is very pivotal to your training. You know,
Yeah, and
very
networking too, right? Networking too. I made a video about this recently. I don't think that cybersecurity is an entry level job unless you either go to college, you already have a clearance, or you are very gifted and you've been doing, cybersecurity type of work in your free time your entire life, right? So I think most people definitely need to look at either a Linux sysadmin role or either like help desk, like, but working your way into a cybersecurity role makes the most sense. And it doesn't have to take forever, right? It's not something that you need to take 2, 3, 4 years to do, right? But you do need to make sure you have a solid foundation if you don't plan on, going to college for 4 years to get into cybersecurity, because you can start building your experience right now.
exactly. Let me show you something. Let me show you. Can I share my screen? Tell me.
Mm, I think so. Somehow. Are you able to do it?
Yeah. Let me show you. Tell me. Can you see it?
Yeah. Let's see.
So this is the journey really now at Yellowtail Tech. So the training start with three things: Linux, networking, and security plus. You see, now you go into RTSA and security plus. If you come from, if the student comes from your community, Simone, they get a credit for already having security plus, because if they already have it, they should get a monetary credit. And then we make sure they have the apprenticeship. This is usually what's lacking, the hands-on. What's going to help you talk your way through properly in an interview, because you have done things in a live environment where you have solved problems. And then at this point, you have two choices. We have one choice we recommend, but you have two choices. This is the choice we recommend. You go RIT first, which is the Ansible automation, and then you hit the job search. It sounds longer. It is longer by 2 months, but you actually hit the job market stronger. So you are very likely to get a job faster. Now, a lot of people, because they are so eager to hit the job market, they choose to forego the Ansible. And I get it. But this is what we now recommend all our students, for them to have something in addition to their Linux knowledge. The Linux knowledge now, it's like now we're in the era of computer. You need to not only understand computer, you need to understand coding. It's the same idea. What you could get away with 10 years ago, you can't get away with anymore. So that's what I wanted to show people. We start you with our TSA and Sec Plus. This is a given. This is absolutely i- important if you want a career in Linux. This is what gets you a job faster, especially in GovTech.
Yeah.
Because
Somebody
now
asked, how long is the apprenticeship?
the apprenticeship is 2 months.
And
You
and
remember
what,
I
like,
told
what do
you
they do in
the
an
idea of a
apprenticeship?
year?
Yeah.
That's why I told you the whole thing, the whole endeavor is a year.
Mm-hmm.
This is 6 months. This is 6 months from training all the way to certification, an additional 2 months for apprenticeship, an additional 2 months here for Ansible. That's the game. Now, some people would like to see that faster, would like to see a shorter timeline. We can make it shorter, but it's not gonna get you there. It's gonna be too fast. It's gonna be too. You're gonna be cramming, and it's not gonna get you where you need to be at anyway. Because I made a promise to myself to only sell things that actually work, not only sell to what people want to hear. So that's the reality of it. You see what I mean? It's 6 months up to here, an additional 2 months here, that's 8 months, and an additional 2 months here, that's about 10 months. And of course, the career support, the job search, understanding the market, this is a year. You see what I mean? That's a
Yeah.
true timeline, you see, of the journey. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, like I said, it takes time to learn Linux, right? You have some people that are very, very smart and they can learn Linux very quickly, right? But if you want to do it where you have, instructors that are here teaching you and showing you everything, making sure you understand it, office hours that you have, Juby, and then the apprenticeship as well. And then you also have the RACE. So I didn't even know you all were doing the RHCE at this point. So I mean that's great, right? And this is what the market is calling for. And like I said, if you all go look at jobs, right? Do not look at the degree requirements. This is for, it doesn't matter what job, right? I mean, I see help desk jobs saying, "Oh, you have to have a bachelor's degree." You don't need a degree to work in help desk. You don't need a degree to work in tech. Period. If you have the technical skills and you have certifications, you can work in tech. You don't need a degree. That's something that they'll just say, hey, they don't have a degree. Okay, that's fine. But we like their skills. We want to work with them. We want to bring them on. It's nothing, right? Don't ever let a degree or the requirements on the job posting stop you from applying to it.
Yeah. So what I have to say, to wrap up, because we already been talking for a while now,
Yeah.
is that Linux is still as relevant or more relevant, but now it just requires something in addition to it, either private cloud, public cloud, automation. We're gonna have in the future we're gonna have additional tracks, but now we are really heavy on automation because that's what we see the marketplace wants. We offer security plus training. Now, if you come from Simone's community with a security plus already, we give you a credit for that. Yeah, man. That's why we all that's how we are able to collaborate. A lot of people, they are done with their security plus. They are deciding what is the next move, especially people who want to get in cybersecurity. Yeah, the next move is Linux.
Yeah, I agree. I agree for sure. So I appreciate you for coming out, Juby. So if you all are interested in learning about Yellowtail Tech and learning about their program, and you want something where you're going to actually learn from actual instructors, they're going to be there for you every single step of the way. Definitely go visit Yellowtail Tech, Yellowtail.tech, and then you can book a free call. And then let me drop the link in the chat again one more time for you all. Let me see.
And also remind them that Yellowtail Tech also will be in GovTechCon. We have a
Mhm.
lot in store for them, so I look forward to meeting you there in person.
Yep.
You know, last year was a blast. We're gonna make it bigger, like probably 5 times bigger. And yeah, man, I look forward to it.
Yes, yes. Yeah, we look forward to meeting everybody in person. So big shout out to you, Juby, and everybody over at Yellowtail Tech. We also one of Juby's students as well. I interviewed him last weekend. He's been in my Discord for a couple of years now, so y'all probably don't know this, but I got a Discord that I've had since 2019, my SLS Discord. And he actually ended up going through Yellowtail Tech. He came to GovTechCon, and he's working in tech now. So that YouTube video will be out this week too. So
Yeah,
Dylan's a great guy.
he did the AWS track. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah,
Yeah,
cool dude.
yeah,
Cool. Yeah. All right. So
definitely.
thank you for having me, Simone. If you need any information, just hit us up. We have a cohort starting soon. So yeah, we look forward to see you on the other side or at GovTechCon.
Yes, definitely, definitely. All right. Thank you, Juby, for coming out. Appreciate
All
you.
right. Thank you, man.
Thank you. All right, y'all. All right, everybody. So I appreciate y'all for coming out today for this live that we had. This is another Monday. Next week, I want y'all to come with y'all resumes ready, right? Come with your resumes ready next week. Next week, I might also bring some guests on stage because now I've upgraded the setup, as you can see, right? I got StreamYard now. I'm able to do more. I'm able to, bring people in, bring guests on. things like that. So, maybe I even bring some people on the stage next week. So, if you want to have your resume reviewed by me, what I would suggest you to do is get your resume ready, remove like your name, all of that stuff, and then be ready next Monday. You're gonna have to be here live, right? You're not gonna be able to pre-submit. You're gonna have to be here live. So for the people that are serious, definitely want to see you here. And then also as well, I want to show y'all something else too as well. So because I know Juby was also talking about, he was also talking about if people end up joining the program too. Let's see if I can get this going. Let's see. Oh, let me see here. All right, there we go. So if you do come through my community as well, you go through my GovTech blueprint, you will get a discount if you come out with your Security Plus and then go into Yellowtail Tech. So I know a lot of you all here already have your Security Plus. So if you already have your Security Plus, I suggest you just go straight into Juby's Yellowtail Tech. If you want to become a Linux system administrator and get those Ansible automation skills as well. But my GovTech blueprint is $97 a month. If you want to join, come in, see how everything is here. Check it out. So you can join at school.com/GovTech. And then if you just kind of want to see a little bit inside as well, people are in here making the transition into tech. Let me go by new. Let me see. I don't like showing people's names, what their clearance is, but people are in here getting jobs. Jacqueline was somebody, she was unemployed for a whole year before. And she came into the blueprint. She just landed a 6-figure tech job by following my blueprint. So big congrats to her. I don't want to show too many more because, like I said, I need to get a redacted version. But trust me, people are in here getting their Security Plus. They're getting 6-figure tech jobs. They're also able to find jobs that are sponsoring clearances too. So if you're interested, definitely join by going to school.com and joining the community there. So I appreciate everybody for coming out. If y'all are interested in joining the community and staying active, come out another week. We're going to be doing this every single Monday. Now I can stream from my laptop. I can do this anywhere. So I'm going to see y'all next Monday. Y'all be easy. And y'all have a good time. Let me see if I got an outro now too. Let me see if I could do it. Y'all be easy.
Get a watch, it's perfect timing. I can see clear, clarity diamonds, ice on the crew. Everybody shining, can't nobody stop me from grinding.